welcome in, I think, everyone. How's everyone getting on? We are we are alive. We've managed, we synchronized the adverts this week pretty well. So yeah, welcome to painting, Warhammer painting with Bula and Cornish. Cornish is painting a dreadnought by the looks of things.
I have finished painting a dreadnought.
Oh, he has finished painting a dreadnought.
Going to be doing the base.
I see. Oh, you're basing
it. Let me and say, yeah, the base isn't painted. Yes, it is.
You don't need to paint the fucking base. I mean, technically my base is painted. It's grey. So mine's painted technically. Yeah. So I'm going to be painting more drones. Well, I'm going to be painting the same drones that I built last week. That's the plan. Shall we crack on?
I've got a bit of a hodgepodge to do today. I've got like the base of the dreadnought, which is going to take probably an hour.
Yeah.
I've got the first set of arms and weapons for the Krieg Death Riders, which are just sort of vaguely off screen over here.
Yeah.
Mainly because clipping 5 sets of arms and weapons and backpacks off, and then trying to figure out whose arm went where when I inevitably dropped the spray painting box is never a good plan.
Oh dear.
So they're undercoated. They're in the undercoat, the spray box that's just off to the side.
Yeah.
So that's sort of my plan. I also actually still have a few little details in order to finish.
Nice.
On the dread here.
Well, now you know you're close when you're on the details bit.
Yes.
Yes. So that's good at least. Now, how has your week been, sir?
Yeah, week's been okay. You know, just I'm so enjoying being an adult without responsibilities.
Nice. Enjoy it while you can.
Yeah.
Gets boring after a while.
I did that heavy use of sarcasm. Not affect you.
Oh dear. No,
it's super fun trying to justify your existence to a government. It really is. That's what I've been doing most of the week.
Oh yeah. Fun times. I know I don't have to do that, but I do have to do a job which is bad. I mean, the job's fine, but the fact I have to do it every fucking week. Ugh.
Honestly, at this point, I would take the job, because then at least the government would be like
accept your existence.
They would actually accept my existence, paying tax rather than using tax.
Yes.
So yeah.
Shit happens though, doesn't it?
Yeah,
and eventually, you know, you'll in a few years you'll look back on this and go, you know what? I was too hard on myself. At least I think you'll do that. I did that when I was unemployed for fucking 6 months after uni, and you know that great millennial lie that we were told. I'll go to university and you'll immediately land in a really nice, well-paying job. Came out of university, fucking wasteland.
As it turns out, that was a lie.
Yeah.
One of many we were told over the course of us growing up and becoming adults.
Yes. So yeah.
Like Saddam definitely has weapons of mass destruction.
Oh yeah. That fucking 40-year-old fucking lie. Israel's been telling us for 40 fucking years that Iran has been 3 weeks away from having nukes. At some point, you've got to just, like, call it what it is. Bullshit. Anyway, we'll try not to go straight into the politics. For today, I have a weird selection of game OSTs. I have the OST for Twisted Metal Black, the PS2. I have the OST for Necromunda Hired Gun, which came out a while back, about 10 years ago, probably now, I reckon.
No, less than that.
You'd be surprised.
And so, oh, okay.
I think it's 2015, mate.
Necromunda Hired Gun. 21.
Oh, okay. It just feels like it came out in 2015.
Honestly, the fucking graphics make me want to throw up. So
I really liked the game.
I really tried to, but I didn't. I don't know whether or not it's the settings I had it set at, or whether or not the game just refused to load for me. But like the graphics just like, oh great, I need to shoot this blurry thing that I can't fucking see.
The graphics do have a veneer of Vaseline over them a little bit. But I found that if you turn the motion blur off, it makes it a lot easier to see.
Yeah. Well, who knows? I'll give it a...
Yeah. I don't know. If it ever takes your fancy to go back to it, maybe, try putting the settings a bit lower and turn the motion blur off and see what happens. Also, VSync is like essential in that game, because the screen will tear like a motherfucker. Right. What there was a third game that I had on my in my list, but I can't remember what it was. I'm sure it'll have.
Metal Black, Necromunda Hired Gun.
Yeah. Do I want to look? I'm gonna go look.
My Little Pony's Adventure.
Ah, that's what it was, I think. Oh yeah, the Ghost in the Shell PS1 game OST.
Oh. Alright.
Which is very hard techno, so when we get there, you'll know. If we get there. The list is 5 hours long. I don't think we're going to make it to the end of the list for sure.
Probably not.
No, so I think Ghost in the Shell will be our last orders bell. If we hear hard techno, it's time to call it.
Yeah. Right, I'm already hearing hard techno. Right, bye. That's not true. I'm listening. Wait, there's a different.
Right, I need to put a little bit of water in this because it's starting to dry up. Oh man, my week has been pretty exhausting so far, but not bad. Good week.
That's good.
Yeah, I've got some more cushions and a nice throw for my chair. That's nice to sit on. It's payday today, so I'm going to be ordering a new lead and stuff for Bear. And some toys, maybe.
How often do you go through dog leads for a dog, then?
Honestly, I've not bought one for him yet. The one he came with when I got him like 6 years ago has been fine. But the harness is starting to feel like it might explode, and if he hulks that fucking harness off, I've lost him. There's no way I'll catch him, and he will not come back. Huskies have no recall. And if he's hulked it off, it means he's seen something like a squirrel or another dog. And yeah, he's going after that. I might catch him at the bottom of a tree if he goes after a squirrel. But, like, what do I do with him then? I just have to physically carry him home.
Yeah.
So, I'm preempting that and getting in before it does break. There was I did get him a harness previously that was the wrong size. I got him one that was too big, and yeah, he managed to wriggle his way out of it. This was last winter, I think it was, and I was just picking his poo up, and he wriggled out. I didn't notice, and he was just like stood there, like next to me, just looking at me, picking his poo up. And I looked at him, and his harness was just hanging off one of his legs. I was like, and I just sort of froze for a second, and I literally pounced on him and flattened him. I was like, ah, and just bear hugged him, tackled him to the ground. He thought I was attacking him at first, but then like I'd sort of had his head on the ground, just like, no, you're not going anywhere. Wrestled his fucking harness back on, and then yeah. The second we got home, that harness went in the bin. So yeah, I've got him what I think I'm getting. Well, I'm buying him what I think is a slightly smaller size that will be tight on him, so he can't wriggle out. That's the theory, anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, I don't know if the microphone picked that up, but my shoulder just cracked. Lovely.
I heard it. I heard
it. Yeah, sitting on a fucking office chair again today, and my shoulder went back to its old tricks. Since I've been sitting on this lovely thing, it's my shoulder's been great. Going to the office, sit in a normal office chair, and shoulder pain. I don't even know why, because the lumbar support on this chair is non-existent, so there's no real reason why this chair should be better than any other chair.
And yes, it is.
Exactly. Maybe my back just craves like bad chairs, and the office chairs are too good for me. Turning me weak and spongy.
Maybe. Okay, so I need Berserker. I don't actually need.
There is a lot of ambient, eerie ambient fucking noise in this soundtrack. Holy shit.
In a good way or a bad way?
In a good way. Like I think next Halloween I've got a set of songs that I can use. Spooky. I'm pretty sure I just heard Big Ben in there somewhere. Which is a ghost bell, because the bell doesn't exist anymore.
Didn't they repair it?
No, they replaced it, I think.
Oh. Didn't you have the new one made so it sounded almost exactly the same as the old one?
Yeah, but it's still a different bell.
Yeah, I get that, but...
Sounds just like any other bell end. Oh yeah, I haven't got any lights on. That'd help. Having a light. Just a bit.
Alright, I think I got all the paints I need to do these bits. I have to stop. Right.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether the XV88 on this in this part is going to die soon.
Is this a new part or the same part you had last week?
Same part I had last week.
Yeah.
Like, there's still plenty left, and it is, like, you know, liquid. It just, you put it on a pallet and it just dries up immediately. This is why
That might be the heat.
Yeah, it will be. This is why people have wet pallets.
Yeah.
That seems like too much effort.
Not really. Sponge, could take out container, drop of water, you Gucci. Some kitchen roll.
Ooh, you got a flag there.
Yeah, I just wanted to sort of get an idea as to what... But sometimes I do actually really struggle figuring out what is metal and what isn't.
Okay. I would say the top bit is metal. The bottom bit, the pointy bottom bit is metal. The little ring around the sort of around the middle bit and the bit just below the arm, I would say those are metal. The rest is wood, I think.
Yeah, and annoyingly GW's little 360 view. And then there we go, there's one with the lights.
Though in fairness, it's 40k, so it could all be metal.
It could, but knowing how heavy a wooden lance is, I can only imagine one made of metal would either be, on the very rare occasion, lighter, but almost definitely heavier in almost every.
I mean,
almost every way.
They build everything out of plasteel, so. And plasteel is supposed to be like real fucking light.
I know, but I thought I'd do a bit of a homage.
An homage.
To, you know, the knights that were around before the Krieg were, you know, all of 39,000 years beforehand.
An homage.
Homage.
Homage, lads. I'm doing an homage, innit? The fucking homage.
Is I'll do this bit here, this like almost like serrated.
Yeah.
After the brown, I think I'll do that berserker to represent a berserker bloodshed to sort of represent a handle, and then do everything above and below that with aggregates to make it look a bit more like wood.
Yeah.
And then just add a bit of colour. We shall do the flag red and gold, I think.
It needs a little bit more water. What? I really enjoyed going to the pub on the weekend. That was good. I'll be going to the pub a lot more now that I have money to do that. So it's lovely to be able, if I want to go to the pub every single fucking week. I used to be able to do it when I had a missus. I had no idea how I used to be able to do it. Now I can do it again. Fucking beautiful. I think I'm gonna go again this weekend as well. Be a different bloke.
See a bloke about a dog.
Exactly. Yeah, a couple of friends I've not seen in a while that I want to sort of catch up with at some point. Not sure if any of them want anything to do with me now, but we'll see. But
I won't know until you see them, so you know.
Exactly. I'm going to send one of them a text and see if they want to catch up in one of the pubs we used to hang out in over the next couple of weeks. Crikey. Although that pub's gone a little bit shit lately, sadly.
Haven't most pubs?
Nah, some pubs are great. Chip and Mater in Liverpool will always be great. It's got a really nice round bar that you can go all the way around if you're brave enough. It has like 20... I think it counts like 22 pumps.
Alright.
And they go in order of strength as well, the beers. So if you want to do every beer, you have to drink about 18 beers. So obviously some of them are cider. And the top beer, the most alcoholic beer is usually around the 10% mark. So imagine 18 pints ending on something that is 10%. That's gonna cause...
That's gonna be brutal.
It's gonna cause some damage. I think the most me and my friend ever did was about 14, 15. And we didn't even get to any of the strong stuff. It was still around 6% by the time we called time.
Never gone back to try finish it again.
Not yet. There's always time. That's the thing about life. As long as you're still alive, there's always time.
Yeah.
That thing you never did. Do it. Fucking do it. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm buying a guitar this year, this month.
Oh yeah?
And it's gonna be very nice. I'm at basically the point where I'm at an impasse with the music that I'm trying to make at the moment.
Yeah.
Where like I need a guitar to carry on. Like all of the songs that are left to do need that guitar. And my electric guitars at the moment are a bit fucked. So I don't think they'd work very well, and they wouldn't sound very good at all. So yeah.
I mean, depending on what you're trying to achieve, they might actually work brilliantly.
Maybe. But I'm gonna get a new guitar anyway because I want one. Damn it. Come on. Trying to get this the right volume. There you go, that's about right. Ow. My neck.
You were right.
Yeah, I'm just very stiff after sitting in an office all day on a pretty shit chair.
Maybe we should do some stretching exercises before you sit down for the day at work. Just to sort of help.
If I had time to do that, maybe, but I barely make it in for 9 o'clock as it is. If people saw me like doing like stretches and shit, they'd
be worried.
They'd be both worried and annoyed, and they'd probably laugh at me a bit. There you go.
Yeah, but then in like 30 years, when they're hunched over like some form of I say hunched over like some form of fucking shrimp, like I am right now.
Yeah, I'm fully shrimping.
And you're sitting up there, back straight, not a care in the world. Then you'll be laughing.
I think I do need to see a chiropractor at some point, or something along those lines.
About your back and joints from being at work.
Well, yeah, basically. Work will pay for it, so might as well. Okay. Let's see how much of these drones I can get done. And if I finish these drones, I might get Fire Warriors started. Get cracking on them. I've got so much grey. Such a huge pile of grey shame.
So I've got 10 Space Marine Intercessors to paint. Because I undercoated them today before we started.
Nice. I think I've only got 2 intercessors left.
I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this guy.
Okay. What is he?
Technically, he's a Space Marine.
Okay.
But he is the Imperial Fist character, Tor Garadon.
Okay, shit.
My friend who gave me... Go on.
No, so I was going to say, if you got to paint him fisty colours then.
Well, no. I'm going to paint him for my chapter, but I need to edit him enough to make him not look like Tor Garadon. Garadon. But I don't have any Space Marine bits, because... 1, I don't know where they are. 2, if I did have Space Marine bits, they'd all be Firstborn Space Marines.
Yeah.
And 3, because he's already been assembled before being given to me.
Yeah.
Poses a very different challenge as to how to make him look different. So what I'm thinking is either put a pistol in this hand and an empty holster like here-ish if I can find one.
Yeah.
Or I think I need to remove this, which is a shame because it's great, but I think I need to remove this backpack grav gun is basically what it is.
Okay.
And then sort of figure out what I'm doing from there. But yeah.
It's a sweet model.
Because the friend who... It is a very sweet model, but at the same time, I'm just sort of... Like, how do I make this not... Tor Garadon? There's very limited things I can do.
Yeah.
But my friend has already scraped off, I think, most of the fists insignia where he can.
Okay.
So I don't have to worry too much about that, but it's just everything else.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah, I might need to get hold of that character. For my fisty army.
Yeah, Tor Garadon.
I've got the fine cast shieldy boy.
Oh yeah.
But yeah. Not a scratch on that model.
Lysander?
Yeah.
Yeah, Captain Lysander.
Bloody fine cast models. Find my arse.
Balecast.
Yeah. This sort of feels like a weird song.
Oh?
It sort of feels like Final Fantasy sort of 8, sort of, you know, semi sort of dramatic music. Not quite battle music, but like when something's going down in the cinematic. Right, what else? What else is this? Let's go. That needs to go black. I need to work quickly here because the paint is noticeably drying. It's just so warm in this room right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it was like still over 20 degrees in here.
Yeah, because our houses retain heat, don't they?
They do. And this room, because it's facing the direction of the sun in the evening, it just acts as a greenhouse.
South facing. South facing.
Yeah, great in the winter, not so good in the summer.
Honestly, I can't wait for winter.
Yeah, I prefer winter just because it's easier, and also I no longer have to worry about putting the heating on ever, because the dog's never going to die in the heat, in the cold. He will die in the heat if it gets too hot. But like, I can't walk him if it's like more than like 20, 22 degrees, depending on the humidity. Because yeah, he will.
Which is fair. I also wouldn't want to go out for a walk in 22 degrees with high humidity.
I bet he wants to, but he really fucking shouldn't. Bear is fully up for committing suicide by sun. Yay, outside. Oh no, why am I melting, father? Ah! But there are squirrels out here. Okay.
I am waiting for washers to dry on all the leather.
No worries. I am painting and hoping that this doesn't dry. Blob of black paint before I get to use it. Ah, no. Oh well, I'll have to do that again. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, there was a lot of orchestral work in the Twisted Metal Black scene, soundtrack. I was expecting it to be a bit more like the sort of slightly more modern one for the PS4, which was like all like heavy metal, like horror metal style.
Yeah.
Ow. I just clicked. And my whole arm just felt pins and needles for a second. Oh. Scratch. Twist. Ow. Right. Paintbrush is still looking quite black there. Ooh, I got a couple of games today. Oh, I didn't bring them in this. I didn't bring them in this room. I got SSX Tricky for the Xbox 360. No, the original Xbox. Sorry, not the 360.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought a game that was advertised heavily back in the day on the PlayStation magazines, but I literally never played. It's a game called Oni, which was a cel-shaded shooter game.
Okay.
Yeah, and so yeah, I'm gonna play that at some point. That'd be fun. Have I told you my plan for the summer of games?
Survive.
Well, that and I'm going to be doing an A to Z of video games.
Oh wow!
I'm going to be basically choosing games that have a storyline. That is probably the most important thing. They have a story mode. they have a story, so they can be finished, and sort of a runtime of no more than, say, 14 hours is my current sort of, that's sort of where I'm going with it, like 12 to 14 hours maximum, so that a game can be finished in like 3 or 4 sittings.
Okay.
And I'm going to be going through the alphabet with a game starting with each letter. I already know what I'm starting with. I've got a decent idea of the second game, but I'm going to keep it under my hat for now. But basically, 26 games over the just, and I'm just going to mainline it. I'm not going to play anything other than the game that is currently getting played. So there will be no variety. So, well, there will be variety, but it'll be like I'll finish one and then move on to it. I just want to see how that works. And it feels like a good opportunity to sort of try it out. Like that.
Okay.
That's how like some of my favorite streamers work. Whereas I've always had like 5 or 6 games going at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I'm starting to feel like that's probably not the best way to do it. So I'm gonna take a book out of streamers like Limmy's book. Take a page out of Limmy's book and see if I can just sort of go from game to game to game, completing them as I go. Although I'm not going to be binning games off. Like Lemmy does.
Yeah.
He goes through like 5 games a day sometimes. He just keeps binning them.
I mean, yeah, but like there are moments where I've like not even finished one mission of BattleTech and I've gone, all right, I'm done. I just can't today.
Yeah. Well, when Lemmy bins a game, he never plays it again.
Ah.
Yeah. So I won't be doing that, but yeah, I'm going to do my best to complete them all. Let's see how I get on.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
Does
Does the idea sound good to you?
Yeah, I mean it could work. I will admit it's not the first time I've had an A to Z of anything.
Oh yeah, an A to Z is a fairly standard thing, like, but yeah. I'm gonna.
So there's a YouTuber who I watch whose main content is Hearts of Iron 4.
It's what? Sorry.
Which is Hearts of Iron 4. It's
Oh
like
yeah,
a
yeah,
Paradox
yeah.
Grand Strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think like during the start of COVID, or like partway through the COVID lockdowns, he started an A to Z series.
Okay.
And then other people have started doing the same thing.
All
Like I
right.
subscribe to another channel where instead of doing like, so the original person who did it did an A to Z of every playable country from the start of the game.
All right.
So every country that's on the game map. Oh, excuse me. From the like, you can start playing as from the get-go.
Yeah.
Someone else who I follow or subscribe to on YouTube is now doing, for a while now, has been doing what's called formable nations. Now these are challenging because, like, oh, excuse me, it's sort of a very different kettle of fish. Like, you start as one nation and you have to conquer others or somehow acquire that territory
Okay.
in order to then form the nation.
Right.
So, for example, as Finland, for example,
Yeah.
you could become the and I'm probably going to butcher this pronunciation, so bear with, the Finno-Ugar Republic. or the Finno-Ugar Republic, or something along those lines.
Okay.
So that requires you to because it's set in sort of World War II period.
Yeah. By the way, in the comments, feel free to chip in about how badly that pronunciation was done.
It was probably very, because I doubt it was very dumb, because it's a word that I've only ever seen, never heard spoke aloud.
Oh, yeah.
So in order to form that nation, you have to go to war with like your surrounding neighbors, which is Norway and Sweden.
Yeah.
And the Soviet Union.
Yay!
Yeah, and then if you want to get really spicy, there's doing something similar called the is either Turan or Timurid. I forget which one. It is.
Okay.
As Turkey.
Okay.
Turkey famously has one of the worst focus trees going.
Yeah.
Focus trees are like your missions, basically. It famously has one of the worst.
Okay. Like most painful.
Well, like, yeah, like before you can really do anything in terms of like on the world stage.
Yeah.
It's already like 1940. The game starts in 1936.
Yeah.
So it's a proper fuck to deal with.
Bit of a slog.
And that's if you ignore like the weird little mini focus tree that's within this focus tree to sort out your armed forces.
Yeah.
Your armed forces have got terrible negative modifiers. But yeah. So it's so you got to go either, I think either as because there's only 4 ideologies in Hearts of Iron. There's democratic, fascist, communist, and non-aligned. They've just sort of lumped almost every system of government to fit within those 4 categories.
A little bit still simplistic, but if it works, I suppose.
Yeah, it does. I do sort of think that communism in Hearts of Iron needs a bit of a tweak, to be honest.
Well, is it closer to like democratic socialism than actual communism?
It's more like, so there are a lot of nations in Hearts of Iron who have what's referred to as the generic focus tree.
Yeah.
And the generic focus tree is a focus tree that's given to nations that don't have their own content.
Okay.
So, for example, at the moment, this would be most of the South American nations outside of Brazil, Argentina, Chile.
Argentina.
Yeah,
it's fine. I get it.
Fucked.
Argentina, and you are gay.
All right. Argentina, Uruguay, Brazil, Chile, and I think Paraguay.
Paraguay.
None of the other nations and Mexico, because Central America. In South and Central America don't have focus trees. They have the generic ones. But when you're playing one of those nations and you're trying to flip to say communist, it's just, I mean, you're giving me a lot of political power, which you could then spend on advisors and actions and changing your economy law and things like that.
Yeah.
But there's not really a lot of like ticking communism support.
Yeah.
It's ticking support for the different ideologies is what gets you to flip.
Yeah. If you want to tick for communism, you got to play Tropico.
Yeah, that's a tip. Talking about a tick. But most nations who don't have focus trees often have advisors that give you ticking support for that ideology.
Fair.
Apart from non-aligned, there's no advisors in generic in countries that have generic focus trees that give you ticking non-aligned support.
Right.
Which I think is really dumb.
Okay.
Because non-aligned's weird because it's like the most boring, almost, out of the four ideologies.
It's like the game punishing you for not picking a line.
Well, so with fascism and communism,
I'm just going to take the lid off this white and see if I can scrape the shit out of it.
So your conscription law as to how much manpower your country can sort of put together.
Yeah.
This is what you use. It's this manpower pool that you supply your air force, supply your army, supply your navy from.
Yeah.
Fascist and communist countries in Hearts of Iron can up their conscription law beyond limited conscription.
Okay.
As soon as world tension hits, either war support or world tension hits about 50%. And they could also move from partial mobilization to war economy around the same time as well.
Mm-hmm.
And whereas democracies can't. So if you're playing, say, as the if you're playing a historical game as the United States, by the time world tension hits 100, you probably, I mean, not really because you're the United States, but there's probably a fairly good chance that you're struggling on what to do because you can't move up that conscription law to get more manpower.
Well, I mean, conscription has always been something that Western, quote unquote democracies just can't get away with.
Yeah, but again, it's very simplified. It's,
yeah,
it's not like Victoria 3 where you can set a law saying, oh, only people between this age and this age can served in the armed forces.
Mm.
There are mods that do that, which give you, but even then they don't like. It's more of they give you a little bit of extra, like small bonuses to how your army behaves.
Yeah.
And always not necessarily more manpower.
Yeah.
Or less manpower, depending. But yeah, so it's always a bit of a head scratcher, that one.
Hmm. Yeah, that's why it's seen better fucking days. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So with your economy law, which is civilian economy, early mobilization, partial mobilization, war economy, or total mobilization, there's only 5 mobilization, 5 economy laws. Oh no, 6. There's isolation, 7 undisturbed isolation, but they're unique to 2 specific countries.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's just weird, like. And the thing is that. So with manpower, it used to be if you jumped up a conscription law, you got the manpower instantly.
Hmm.
But then they added in a mobilization mechanic.
Right.
So when you move up a conscription law, it takes time for that manpower to mobilize and be added to your manpower pool.
Yeah. Oh, that was a hard job. Let's use a piece of toilet roll just to get rid of the blobby bits.
Oh.
Right.
So yeah, like it's. I mean, to be fair, it's an old game now. It got released on, funnily enough, June 6th, 2019.
Oh, nice. Yeah. 2019, good year. Good year.
Yes, the before times. Before COVID. Was it 2019?
No, I think 2019 was mid-COVID.
2016 it was released. That's fine.
Yeah, that is the before
Jesus.
times. Right. Anyway, this wasn't sealed properly, and I've got a horrible suspicion that the white paint is cooked. But I have
Oh no.
I have cleared the blockage, closed it properly, and I'm now shaking it like a bastard. Use that wanking arm, Bula. Use that wanking arm. Ugh, white shit all over me. Use some hand sanitizer just to get rid of some of that.
What else was I going to say? Yeah. So
Ooh.
9 years. It's a 9-year-old game. It's actually slightly younger than Stellaris.
Okay, I couldn't get on with Stellaris.
Like 3 months.
I tried it.
It's changed a whole bunch since it first released. Like more than Hearts of Iron has.
Okay.
By a considerable margin.
I think I've saved it.
I remember playing Stellaris where alloys didn't exist. Oh dear. Legit, the best timeline where you have to worry about fucking alloys in Stellaris.
I haven't got a clue. This is all going way above my head. But yeah, Hearts of Iron sounds like a game that I would not get on with.
It is very math heavy.
I don't mind maths. I have
Oh, I'm not talking about for the player. I'm talking about for the computer.
Oh, okay.
Like it's very common within the Hearts of Iron 4 community to end like playthroughs in like 1941, because otherwise you spend like the better part of 8 hours trying to get through like 2 years worth of in-game time.
Right.
Whereas for me, I can get to from the start date of June 1st, 1936. If I'm playing on historical, to Germany declaring war on Poland in 1939.
Yeah.
Or in the second half of 1939 in an hour and a half.
But after 40, it gets a bit slower.
Yeah, because it's the thing that really slows down Hearts of Iron is how much math it has to do in the background.
Yeah.
Because it's trying to figure out how much of a what are the units, what are your your army divisions templates, how do the templates interact with the specific pieces of terrain that they're on.
That sounds like multiple mathematics, not just one math.
Oh, it gets worse.
Okay.
Then it's got to figure out what the supply is and how the supply affects the unit's base stats.
Okay.
There is so much maths going on in the background of the computer that I feel like people tried to find the fastest ways to capitulate the Soviet Union as Germany on let's say, when I say historical, I mean the events leading up to the war, as much as they are represented in the game, followed the same route as they did in real life.
Yeah.
People are coming up with ways to capitulate the Soviet Union faster.
Right.
Like before 1942 sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you have to fight until you're on the other side of the Urals and the supply situation is god awful.
Yeah.
Because the AI does not build supply at all. It'll build infrastructure, but it can't build railroads. Because it hasn't been taught how to do that yet by the developers.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like the AI would rather if I reference something called the Levant, would you understand what I mean?
No.
Okay, so the Levant is like this weird piece of territory that encompasses Palestine, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, bits of Iraq, and Saudi Arabia.
That's a bit. So basically, what Israel's trying to take over.
Yes, apart from the Saudi Arabia.
I mean, they haven't got to it yet, but they will.
Well, the thing is that Saudi Arabia provides the United States with oil, and I think even America would be like, no, you don't touch them, they're ours. They're our friends, you don't touch them.
I don't know. They're sort of toying with America at the moment.
Of course they are. Trump's being played
like
a
fiddle.
fucking fiddle.
Yeah. He's being fiddled, and he's not used to being the fiddly. Used to being the fiddler.
Of course he is. He is a convicted paedophile.
Indeed. Well, okay, he's a convicted rapist, but I don't believe he's convicted on paedophilia charges yet. When the Epstein files come out, though...
Honestly, like... whoever is president next, because it won't be Trump.
But it can't be Trump illegally.
Be Trump.
No, it can't. Constitutionally, it cannot be Trump.
There is an argument that some people are putting forward that if he runs as somebody's vice president and then they step down, then he can technically have a third term.
I mean, mate, the way it's going at the minute, he's not going to make it for his four fucking years.
No, that's before he shits himself to death with his adult nappies.
Yeah.
He genuinely wears nappies.
I know he does. I know.
It's revolting to think that the leader of the most powerful nation on earth wears fucking adult diapers because he can't control his own guts.
Yeah, doesn't know where he is half the time. You see him at his birthday parade. He was
he just looked mad.
He was genuinely confused about where he was. Like he had like genuine like moments of like, huh? Where am I? What the fuck?
Yeah.
He just looked demented and a little bit sort of confused, and it's just like, well, not a little bit confused, like absolutely confused. So it's not a good time when your leader is that mentally unwell.
I mean, if we're gonna say that we also need to throw shade at Joe Biden because apparently he concealed fucking bladder cancer.
Well, yeah,
his president.
Well, okay, yeah, that's fine, but he was deteriorating in the last. Yeah, he was deteriorating in the last like 2 years. At least he had a couple of good years in his last term.
Yeah.
Trump has just started fucking terrible.
It's hard to believe we're already 5 months in.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, man.
3 years, 7 months.
Imagine the damage he can still yet do.
Well, we'll find out. And we've got no other option apart from to tuck our heads between our knees and kiss our ass goodbye. Because no doubt he's going to do something in which Britain's going to have to get involved with because the special relationship...
No. The special relationship's dead. Trump has seen to that. And honestly, I think the outrage in this country, if we joined whatever war is about to happen, or is in progress, if we join that war on the side of Israel, I don't know. It's not in my fucking name. You cannot take the UK into that on Israel's side. No. At the moment, I don't necessarily, want Iran to win, but I think Iran's got the higher moral ground, if you know what I mean.
Because
they were fucking they were attacked out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
For no reason.
What's also somewhat worse as well is, like Iran Israel attacked Iran. Iran retaliated because they had to.
Well, yeah, and they, at that point they had a fucking right to.
Yeah, but what's worse is that how Israel was touting around and saying that Hamas is using civilians as human shields.
Yeah, all of their military infrastructure is directly in the middle of fucking Tel Aviv.
Yeah, it's in the middle of heavy civilian populated areas,
Yeah.
so that Iran or Israel can turn around and say,
They-
"Look, see, Iran's attacking civilians."
They are hypocrites. Every time Iran accuses someone of something, it is an admittance that they've just done that.
In Israel.
Israel, yeah. So why do they have to have the same fucking first letter? I get so confused. Yeah, it's Israel.
Persia. There you go.
Yeah. Israel is just it's a terrorist state that has gotten away with it for far fucking too long. So yeah, and unfortunately, there's not a lot we can do in Britain because we've been bought and fucking paid for. So
Yeah.
the best we can hope for is staying out of the war, and trying to get Starmer or whoever's in charge to like stop sending them fucking weapons. Like honestly, I think Corbyn should be the next fucking leader.
I think he's starting a new political party.
He is, and I will fucking vote for it. We need a viable option on the fucking left. God damn it, it's so fucking needed. I will vote the fuck out of that fucking party. I will so fucking vote for that. Anything's better than the fucking centre-right Labour Party. Disgusting what they've turned themselves into.
Fucking speaking of centre left, I saw somebody describe Tony Blair as moderate left, and I just had to fucking stop the video and just laugh.
Yeah, no, Tony Blair he basically destroyed the Labour Party. He made them successful, but he fucking destroyed what they were.
Ugh.
Damn.
I've been stressed, so I'm sick.
Oh, okay.
Because I've spent the better part of 2.5 months, as I said at the beginning, like justifying my existence to the government.
Yeah, it's not a fun time.
Nope. It's also completely fucking unreasonable as well. With some of the questions that they're asking.
Yeah.
Oh, can you prove what your housing costs were in 2014? Like your water and your electric?
Do you have bills stretching back that far?
I was going to say, fucking can
Well,
you?
No. Well, no. Then why should I have to prove it?
Exactly.
I may have mentioned this on a previous episode, but I figured out that they were asking for proof of housing costs and what.
Yeah.
From May 2014, May 2019, and May 2025.
Okay.
Those coincided with increases in housing benefit. Here's the thing. I never asked for more money for housing benefit. I went, here is the amount that I need. And it's going to be like that, per month or per week or whatever.
Yeah.
But yep, that's fine. Away you go. And I thought, well, it's not a hard justification to turn around and go, yeah, maybe bills and like rent and stuff has gone up a little bit in the last 5 years, so we could up your housing benefit by like 20 quid a payment.
Yeah.
A payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
That equates to £10 a week. So an extra 40 quid a month in order to cover things like rent, electric, water, internet, etc.
Yeah.
And I'm being asked to justify why that went up. And I literally spoke to somebody who went, I don't know why I'm being asked to justify why the housing benefit has gone up. I'm just like, oh, but you have to because it did go up. I said, yes, but I didn't ask it to go up.
Yeah, it was
Like,
put
what do
up.
you mean? It's like, it was put up by you. Or by the DWP. I had nothing to do with it going up from 140 quid to 160.
Yeah.
And then 5 years later, it got up to 170. Like, I think it's a pretty I just thought it went up in the same way that job seekers or ESA or just DLA goes up every year. I thought, but they have it as a set thing every couple of years. I never turned around to the DWP and I said, "Hey, can I have more money for the housing benefit?" I never asked for that. And he's like, "Oh, well, but you still need to do is justify your housing costs." And I went, "I don't give a shit." I mean, I do give a shit because if you take away this money, that's an important financial lifeline I'm going to lose. But, you know,
basically, what they're asking you to do is prove the unprovable. They're asking
why we gave you more money. I don't know. Why did you give me more money? I don't know. I can't tell you. We're the government.
Just fucking cite the speech where they fucking announced it. Literally go onto the BBC's politics website and just fucking give them a link to the fucking speech where the Home Secretary announces that fucking rise and go, there you go. That's why it went up.
Yeah, but, you know, again, I'd still have to prove that I actually deserve that money. That's the problem.
Well, yeah, I deserve it because my housing costs went up because you let the fucking rent go up, and you know, I need to live.
Yep.
In order to not be homeless, I needed the money.
Yeah. I bet the cost of living crisis. Oh, that's only been a thing for a few years. Yeah, and not if you're on Social Security. It's not. Every day is a cost of living crisis.
Exactly.
Every goddamn day. Because it is.
Yeah. Or if you work in the NHS, where your fucking pay has gone up, has gone down by about 20% in the last sort of 10 years, real terms. Real terms pay cuts are fucking stupid.
That they are.
Every now and then, I just get a glimpse of your Cornishness. Just a glimpse.
Oh.
You say something very Cornish, and we love it.
Is it particularly around the A's and R's, by any chance?
That they are. Ooh, are.
Yeah.
Whereas when I say something that's like and
Yeah, you do kind of hear it.
yeah,
It's not so bad that it feels like you're trying to jam World War II radios. Yeah.
Fucking hell, lad. Don't even get me started on those cunts. That's such a fucking fake accent, that is, lad. No one actually speaks like that normally.
The UK, none of us speak normal.
This is very true. Okay, this drone is near the Nuln stage, I would say. Lovely.
Have I told you about the weirdest? So, you know how like, even like in a town just across like the river from you can have a slightly different accent in terms of the UK. Like you could drive 30 minutes, the accent has changed 3 times, and bread rolls have had 6 different names.
Yeah, just look at Newcastle and Sunderland. They're walking distance from one each other, and they've got a fairly different accent.
Do you know the only place that I know of in the UK that has a very similar accent to where I live right now?
Where?
Kent.
Kent. That's a posh area, isn't it?
Only around certain points.
Okay.
If you actually go out into the middle of buttfuck nowhere, Kent, you know, it's "you're right, me lover." It's almost like the Cornish went, a bunch of Cornish went east. Got to London, realised, got to London to realise it didn't like London and just kept going east until they found countryside again.
So, what I'm getting from this is a load of people from Cornwall went on the mother of all pub crawls, got to London and hungover decided we're going to walk home, and they get to where Kent is now, and they
good enough.
They can't go any further, and they come on, we need to keep going to Cornwall. You go, I can't. What did you say? Kent. That's what we'll call this place. Kent.
Just never left.
Yeah. That is now Kent law.
Yeah.
Right. Gold again, so that I can get this. I can get the null oil on these two, make a cup of tea, and then get cracking on the other two. Hopefully, I'll get both these drones done. All 4 of these drones finished today. That'd be nice. Would be nice.
I'll be happy if I just manage to get at least one dude's arms put on for the cavalry.
Yeah. I'm trying to make these stealth drones look fancy because they have a fancy power. A fancy power that my friends are going to hate.
Are those the ones you're going to use for your Guardian drones?
No. These stealth drones are the ones that I'm that are attached to the Ghost Kill. Where you can basically go, that's a very big gun you're firing at me. It doesn't do any damage, I'm afraid.
Oof.
Yeah, no matter what you roll, it doesn't do any damage, I'm afraid. And you can do that twice per game.
Next time, fucko.
Yeah, exactly. So if the fucking the giant orcish mountain of metal, what's it called, the Mork something or other?
The Gorkanaut?
The Gorkanaut, that's it. If that thing fires its giant fucking cannon, I was like, no.
No, thank you. Go away, please.
Yeah.
Get that.
It's a shame I can't call the no damage like after he's rolled the damage to see how many damage I can avoid, but that's kind of fair enough, I think, because that would be broken.
Yeah.
Oh, those 9 wounds that you were going to inflict. No wounds.
Oh, fuck a duck.
Don't do that.
I just painted over something I shouldn't have painted. Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. Aha.
What even are these arms? It's like fucking braces on the top, like cloth fucking bandages on the underside of these arms, along with the greatcoat. What the fuck is going on with these arms?
80s Tribute Act.
Yeah.
We've moved to the next game on the soundtrack thing. We're on Space Marine.
What, Space Marine 1 or Space Marine 2?
The original Space Marine.
Ooh. That game was a banger.
It really was. Back in the day, like if you play it now, it's fucking it is a bit dated. I'm not gonna lie. It feels a little old. But such a good game, such a solid game. Very short.
I actually played it when Space Marine 2 was coming out.
Nice. Did you do it on stream?
No, I just did it for myself because I was like, I really want it, but I just can't fucking afford it.
Yeah. Well, I played Space Marine 1 on stream about 2 years ago, something like that. That was a good time. Did it in one sitting. It's that short.
done it again. I painted.
Yeah, I think you can complete the game in like 4.5 hours.
It took me a little while. Didn't take me a lot longer than that.
I don't know how long it was actually, but either way, I did it in one stream. I was about to call the stream. I was about to exit and you know, continue next time. And then my mate, who was in chat, was just like, "Mate, do you know how close to the end you are?" I was like, literally just before the last boss.
Oh.
I was like, oh, I guess I should continue then. I think
What do you know? He was right.
Yeah. I think that made me late for something. I can't remember what it was, though. Right, there we go. Lovely. Okay, so that's all the gold on that one. I did miss a bit of gold on this one, I think. Yeah, just like that. Nice. I can go like that. Lovely. I like it. I like it a lot. Now this song sounds a bit like it should be on the Lord of the Rings soundtrack. Crikey. That's a very epic soundtrack. Damn. Very pleased with that. It was a good choice. Need to get hold of the Fire Warrior soundtrack from the PS2.
Yeah.
Right.
I read the book Fire Warrior.
Have you?
Yeah.
I've never read it. I've not read any town lore. I've got the codex and it has a bit of lore in it. I really should give it just sit down and read it at some point. Like, I know roughly, you know, what's happened because I've been told. But like, yeah, I've not read it myself. Wouldn't it suck if I read it and decided, oh, well, Tower's shit now. Don't like him anymore.
Fine. You got your time-honored friend, the Imperial Guard, as well.
That's true. Right.
When in doubt, guard it up.
Oh, jeez. Right. That. Need to. Oh no, I need to null oil before I go and make tea. Let's do the null oil right now. Oil, 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 oil.
I'm gonna say it too many times, or as America will turn up and invade your house.
They don't care about oil anymore, they care about brown people. What? Is there an immigrant in your house? I don't know why they're Cockney all of a sudden. Cockney ice or ois. Oi, oi! You slag! You got some fucking immigrants in here!
All right, Tommy. There, Vinnie Jones, calm down.
Do you know who I am? I'm the Juggernaut, you bitch!
I
Greatest.
can't believe he got paid serious money for that.
Greatest depiction of the Juggernaut. Best part of an X-Men film. Greatest X-Men film ever. Just, yeah. That made
the Juggernaut, bitch.
Yeah, that made the trilogy for me. His Juggernaut. Perfect. No notes. No notes. Do you know who I am? Oh man. Absolutely outrageously good. Those are the days when films gave us what we want. You know? What do they want? They just want dumb violence. That's all they want. Just fucking give them it. Just dumb shit. Vinnie Jones, not in a cunt, just having a fucking laugh. And you can tell he was having fun with it as well, which was just so good.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. That is a lot of null oil. It's an awful lot of null oil. Boom. One.
Fucking stay open, you daft bastard.
One very oily drone. On drone 2.
Oh my god, I swear to god I'm gonna throw this fucking Costalix Brown.
What's happening with it?
Fucking window. It keeps shutting itself.
I have a few pods like that. They refuse to stay open. My last null oil was like that, which is one of the reasons why it tipped, because I had to keep prodding it open. Hey, Matt Reeks, welcome in over on the YouTube, which is why Cornish can't see it. How you doing?
Hello.
What's about drinking a null oil meme? Indeed. If they made pots of null oil big enough, I would dunk my models. How are you doing anyway? Welcome in. You are joining us at the halfway stage, I would say, of this stream.
I have done fuck all for being happy with the stream.
You've been faffing around with horses.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi, yes, hi
Remember,
indeed.
kids, grammar is important. The difference between helping your jack off a horse and helping your uncle jack off a horse.
Very, very important distinction.
Mm-hmm. That's why grammar and spelling matter. It's probably the best way to get fucking teenagers to learn it.
Yeah.
Oh, with that sentence.
But then you have to expose the teenagers to filth, which is great.
Have you met a teenager?
I have actually recently, and they are very, very, very sheltered. These days, I don't know, they seem like prudes. They don't want to drink. They don't want to smoke. They don't want to do nothing that we used to do. Not interested in any...
Raised by iPad.
Huh?
These are raised by iPads.
Yeah. They're raised by fucking statistics about how unhealthy shit is, and we're like, yeah, but it's fucking cool, and it makes you feel good. I don't know. We're not very good role models.
Oh yeah, we didn't have very good role models.
That's true. We had fucking Gen X parents, and you know they didn't even know they had us till they had us.
Mm.
If you're a millennial and you're an oldest child, you were an accident. I'm just saying.
Oh, I was. I was planned. My sister wasn't.
Yeah, I wasn't planned. My sister was. I'm the older son. I was the accident. 100%. Right. Let me bring these to the camera so you can see where we've got to. I now need to use my autofocus to blur and bring it closer to you. My camera is... Where's my camera? That one? There you go. Wait. There we are. I have very white hands. Suspiciously white hands. Here are my drones. They're my stealth drones. They're very oily right now.
You were jerking yourself off. Sorry.
Oh, hey. I was declogging my my white scar, which ended up with a lot of white paint on my fingers. But it was worth it.
That's what they're calling it these days.
Hey.
It's today.
There's the drones that I have null-noiled. These are the drones I'll be getting on with whilst they dry. The marker drones. Very important. Yeah, excellent stuff. I'm going to grab myself a cup of tea, I think. So,
Alrighty.
if I will leave you in the capable hands of Mr. Cornish. If I can find the right button. There we are. There you go. Right. BRB.
I make zero promises as to how well you guys will be ended. I will try my best. But I make no promises. If you are not watching my stream, you had no idea what just happened with Bula. If I was quiet, you know what, I'm just going to go over the fucking lines just to get a better paint fucking coverage. There we go. Bula tried and quite spectacularly failed to get out of his seat. It took him like 2 or 3 attempts. Oh dear. Right, need a much finer brush. Bit. Right. There we go. That's the banner done. Obviously, I say the banner's done without anything in the middle, but I don't generally tend to use transfers, so. Plus, I want to give the paint a good long while to cure before I put water. I do have Udifid. Which is. Then once the backpack is done, then we can glue them. Oh, excuse me, to the rider. Then that model is done. Welcome back.
Mute. There we go. Unmuted this time. I remembered to unmute. Right. I'm back, everyone. And I am continuing my drones. The drone zone. Oh, right. Right. Yeah, these are going to take a little while to dry. I might have gone a bit overboard with the Northern oil.
Nonsense, there is no such thing.
Exactly. Exactly. So, let's see. What's next? I think we need to get the XV-88 finished on the marker drones. Yes, I think that's a good idea. Where's my brush? There it is. I'll use... No, I won't use that one. This one. Nice. Yeah, I didn't tell you what type of guitar I was going to get. I have been...
I'm assuming electric?
Yeah, well, yeah. I've been wanting one of these for a while. I'm going to get myself an Ibanez.
Ibanez?
Ibanez. It is the kind of guitar that is preferred by the likes of Megadeth and I believe Pantera. One of the Pantera guitarists also enjoy one. There's the Dave Mustaine's type of guitar he prefers is called a BC Rich. I'm probably not going to get one of those, but I'm going to get just something very nice and Ibanez-y.
Do you know what really fucking surprised me a few years back? Speaking of guitars,
Oh, go on.
was Gibson going under,
Oh shit!
or going in, or looking for buyers.
Yeah. Honestly,
and it
that
genuinely
news went
fucking
over my
surprised
head.
me.
I didn't know.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was Gisborne or it was somebody else. I'm not 100% sure.
I mean,
I'm gonna have a look now because I'm need to take a break.
Yeah, it is. It is very likely that you're probably right. To be honest, I've not heard that news. To be honest, it was news to me. I was never a massive fan of Gibson, but
on May 1st, 2018, the company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection.
dang.
As part of its debt restructuring, the company closed and liquidated the unprofitable Gibson Innovations division, which is focused on selling audio equipment outside of the US, allowing Gibson to focus on its more profitable ventures such as musical instruments. The production of Gibson and Epiphone branded guitars was not interrupted by the bankruptcy. Additionally, $135 million was provided by existing creditors to provide liquidity to maintain existing operations.
Oh, cool. Okay, so it's not gone under. It just it had a fucking bad time and closed a load of unnecessary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
What year was that again? Sorry.
Yeah, 2018.
So that was pretty much as COVID was happening, wasn't it?
COVID started in, well, we're hearing reports of a mysterious virus coming out of Wuhan or out of China in like very late 2019.
Oh,
like
okay.
December 2019.
Fair enough. The 2020s has just been wall-to-wall bullshit then. So far.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
We kicked off the decade strong with a once in a century pandemic that nobody saw coming. Apart from anybody who ever worked in stuff to do with pandemics.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we've just had political and social unrest ever since then.
Yeah, it's been bullshit, and I'm tired of it, quite frankly. I
no longer wish to live in interesting times.
Yeah, I would like a boring year to happen, please. But I don't think we're going to have one of those for a while yet. Unfortunately.
Oh my god!
What?
In November 2014, Gibson sent a cease and desist letter to Alabama-based 16 Creative, the marketers of Trump guitars, which had recently announced the line of electric and acoustic guitars endorsed by the president.
Oh
Gibson
god,
claims
no.
the guitars infringe on their trademark, included in their classic Les Paul.
Who is the best Legion in the Horus Heresy 30k? Asks Blaine Frey on YouTube.
In what way?
Well, he just asks who is best. What is best Legion? 30k is a part of the lore that I'm not massively familiar with. Is the Iron Hands a valid answer?
I mean, the Iron Hands could have done a lot more. Bear in mind, I'm not completely up to snuff on Iron Hands lore, so bear with me on.
Yes,
but I do
nice.
feel like there was a bit of a moment where I get that the three legions, was it? The Iron Hands, Salamanders, and Raven Guard, I think it was.
Yeah, I have a soft spot for Salamanders
absolutely...
just because of the color scheme. I fucking love that color scheme. It's so good.
Yeah. I do feel that like when you read like this, like a detailed synopsis of the Horus Heresy, it just sort of feels like those three legions, because they lost so much, just kind of like they just kind of hand waved away almost.
Yeah, sort of no longer a
they were no longer a threat to any one of the traitor legions, but that doesn't mean that they couldn't switch to asymmetric warfare and be really successful at it. Particularly, the Raven Guard, that's their whole shebang.
Yeah, which one's the one that it ultimately turned into the Fisty Boys? Because I've got to say them, just out of loyalty.
Well, the Imperial Fists?
Yeah, was that the Raven Guard?
No, you mean the Imperial Fist Legion?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're a progenitor chapter. So they were one of the original legions that was broken down into chapters.
Right. Oh, in that case, okay, yeah, cool.
Yeah. Salamanders, Raven Guard, Ultramarines, White Scars, Space Wolves, Dark Angels, Imperial Fists, and I think that's it.
Okay.
Blood Angels.
Yeah. I mean, I have Imperial Fists. If I have a model around me, I will bring it to you so that you can see it. In fact, I've got my box down there. Grab it. Find me a fist. Give me a fisty boy. Give me
sorry. Yep.
a fist.
Blood Angels, Dark Angels, Imperial Fists, Iron Hands, Raven Guard, Salamander, Space Wolves, Ultramarines, and White Scars are all... They're now chapters, but they were legions.
Fist me! I have a fist. There he is.
There he is.
There are 18 starting legions. Let me whoop. Zoom in a little bit. Fucking hell.
Technically there were 20, but we don't talk about two of them.
There's my Imperial Fist. He is holding his gun in disgust at you. How dare you! Such heresy! That is
quite an old model now, isn't it?
That is a fucking weird pose that I've done him in. That is a really weird pose. How very dare you! You've besmirched the name of my bolter.
Don't worry, little boaty, they can't hurt you.
I love my bolter.
I am in here.
Yeah, and then you got whatever flavor of name, brother. Hey, Stricken, how's it going?
How goes it, sir? You have arrived.
Yeah, like so for Traitor Legions, you had whatever flavor of name the Sons of Horus were going with at that particular time. Thousand Sons, Emperor's Children, World Eaters, Word Bearers, Death Guard.
Yeah, how is
Warriors?
How is Stricken's? How are you over in Scandawegia? How is life, sir?
Missing 2. Who am I missing?
I'm sure someone will fill the gaps in. Thousand Sons with Magnus. There's Blaine.
I said Thousand Sons. That was like the first thing I said. Night Lords.
YouTube has a bit of a delay. I think he's just trying to help out.
No, it's okay. Yeah, Alpha Legion, Death Guard, Emperor's Children, Iron Warriors, Night Lords, Sons of Horus. Oh yeah, fucking Alpha Legion. I was scared about the Alpha Legion because they did nothing.
He says, "Yeah, you're right." Life's good. Good food, good wine, good weather. Ooh, I love it, Stricken. We also have good weather. Other than the fact it's 1,000,000 degrees right now. You're going to Madeira soon. Fucking hey, it's going to be warmer there than it is here. Good luck. Well, it won't be as humid, I don't think. Who were the Grey Knights fighting for? Asks Matt.
The Grey Knights were fighting for the Imperium, but they did some weird and wobbly timey-wimey shit.
Weird, wobbly, timey-wimey shit. You heard it here first.
No, they really did. There's a reason why the Grey Knights were hated, because of just how their lore came about. One, because they were Matt Ward. They were written by Matt Ward originally, and then Matt Ward has a terrible reputation for making things stupidly overpowered.
Yeah. Oh,
so the Grey Knights were founded by getting I think it was like 1,000 or like 1,000 random Space Marines from all the legions, especially like obviously still proven loyal to the Imperium and to the Emperor.
Aye.
They were sent to a secret base on the moon of Titan. I think it was Titan.
Blaine says the Grey Knights were part of the Inquisition.
Yes, they are, but they are but I mean, as much as a chapter who goes through such things to keep themselves out of Imperial records, they're still technically Space Marines. They're just Space Marines that are Inquisition Space Marines, not Adeptus Astartes.
They're secret Space Marines.
Oh yeah, like the Grey Knights came about like as the Terror system was being invaded by the Traitor Legions towards the end of the Horus Heresy. Malgador turned up on Titan with a whole bunch of Space Marines from random different legions. I went, cool. You all are still loyal to the Emperor. That's great. Really appreciate that. I'm gonna send this entire fucking moon into the warp for 1,000 years, and all you're going to do is train.
Nice.
And they did.
Yeah, before you hop on the lurk, Stricken, thank you very much for the lurk, and also congratulations once again on your wedding, your upcoming nuptials. May your nups be toit. May you have toit nups.
Like they got super Matt Warded. It's why it's sort of the whole thing as to why the Blood Angels look very vampire-y.
Yeah,
because Matt Ward got his hands on them.
Oh, my one of the guys I play with has been like really trying to avoid getting some Blood Angels because he fucking loves them, and he's just like he doesn't want like a really cheese army, not cheese as in like that, like really cheesy themed army, like the wolves, space wolves, and stuff like that. Even though he has orcs, which is like the ultimate comedy relief, isn't it? He's got a very heavy cult of speed theme on his army, which means that I think my army's going to do real well against him when we eventually meet him on the battlefield. Because I've got a very good split between like tank killing and infantry murder. And now that I understand my ghost kills more, the pair of ghost kills is going to be, it's going to be delicious. It is going to be delicious. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna bathe in like a bath of tears. It's gonna be that good. Used to hate Ultramarines until I read the books. No fear, where the betrayal at a bloodiest book I've ever read. Nice.
The Ultramarine. So the problem with the Ultramarines is that they were supposed to be the template of which every other Space Marine chapter was supposed to be forged from, essentially.
Yeah.
That's why there's the whole Codex Astartes does not support this action sort of meme, because it was their Primarch that founded or created the Codex Astartes.
Yeah.
In how a proper space, or well, not proper, but how a Space Marine chapter was supposed to act and how they conduct warfare and things like that, and how the different companies worked and yada yada yada.
Yeah.
That's what they used to be like. They are still kind of like that to some degree, but I really do enjoy the glow up that they got from the Horus Heresy books, where they went from being sort of standard, no sort of defining characteristic, no character to them, to being sort of quite Roman in sort of look and act almost. I think that's great.
I have there's a comment on YouTube that I will say. Please answer it after I've said my bit in a second. Matt says, why isn't there any Heresy time travel legion? There might be. I don't know. I don't know enough about the lore myself. Cornish is the lore guy. But I really like the whole Roman thing because it's given the Ultramarines their own identity. They're not They're not just generic. They're not the default, if you know what I mean. They are their own thing. They have their own identity, distinct from other chapters, which I think makes them viable for me.
Oh yeah, like I wasn't a big fan of the Ultramarines until they got their glow up from the Horus Heresy.
Yeah.
The Horus Heresy was really good for the Ultramarines. To answer your question of why isn't there any Heresy time travel legion, here's the thing, right?
Okay, here we go.
So,
when your answer starts with "here's the thing," you know it's going to be long and complicated. Let's go. Dive.
So there isn't quite time travel in the sense that we would know it from other sci-fi universes, but what we do have is the warp in the 40k, well, in the Warhammer, in the sci-fi Warhammer universe. We have the warp instead. The warp is, in my opinion, just an excuse to pull off some random bullshit every now and then. So there are traitor Space Marines who sort of walk out of the warp sometimes thinking it's only been maybe like 100 years, and in fact it's been like nearly 10,000. Like there are Chaos Space Marines who think that the I think it was the Great Scouring, I think it was called, when all the what was left of the Loyalist legions hunted the traitor legions until they all fell back within the warp through the Eye of Terror, I think. I think it was called the Great Scouring, might have been called something else, I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But there are Chaos Space Marines who have turned up to fight somewhere using warp travel, well, using the warp.
Yeah.
I'm not saying warp travel, because warp travel implies starships. No, I'm talking like they walked into the warp through a warp portal on one planet and turned up somewhere else on a different planet, and they think it's only been like 100 years. And it's not. It's been like 10,000.
Still is Space Marines.
Yeah. However, there is a entire ordo of the Inquisition whose sole purpose is to identify and correct time paradoxes.
Okay.
There's also a sub-branch of that same ordo, which basically goes around and makes sure the entire Imperium has set its clocks right.
Time police.
Literally, yeah.
Love it.
So there isn't. I mean, arguably, what I said about the Grey Knights and them being thrown into the warp in their weird fucking moon fortress for 1,000 years,
Yeah,
is technically time travel, because Malkador the Sigillite, who is the second most powerful Psyker in the Imperium, despite officially having no Psykers.
okay.
Yeah, went into. Yeah, that's a whole different level of shenanigans. Dreadnoughts. Well, to be fair, Dreadnoughts kind of cheat a little bit.
Are you reading this comment here from Blaine?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, cool.
Dreadnoughts kind of cheat a little bit because they don't go like back in time. They just get stuck for the most part, mentally and emotionally, as being in one place in time, and then they're put into stasis when they're not needed. So that's kind of not really time travel. You're taking what was essentially supposed to be a corpse and told it to carry on fighting. You know, I mean, there are a few exceptions to that, like that one dreadnought from the Space Wolves, Bjorn something or other, I think.
Okay, it would have to be called fucking Bjorn, eh?
Well, yeah, because you can't get away with calling dreadnought fucking Steve when your entire legion is based around Vikings.
It's Steve, the dead guy.
Yeah.
Steve the dead. I got better.
Is it Bjorn? Is it Bjorn Hammerhand, Fellhand, something like that? Come have a look.
Agreed. Yeah, so in answer to the question, why wasn't there Horus Heresy time travel things, the answer is there kind of was a bit.
There was a bit, but it's just how they perceived time and how time dilation works in the war. There have been instances of Imperial ships turning up to, like a whole Imperial armies turning up to certain planets.
Yeah.
I mean, more often than not, they turn up to the planet that requested aid, and the planet's already been destroyed.
Yeah.
But there have been the odd rare occurrence where an entire Imperial fleet has turned up to a planet and gone, "We're here to help," and they've gone, "Cool. Why are you here?" "Well, we got your message."
They arrived before they were requested.
Yeah, exactly.
Now that's a fucking paradox, because does the thing that happens that requires that help still happen?
That's where you get the Ordo in charge of timekeeping. Comes along and goes, right, so you guys need to go and do something else.
Yeah, we need to
pretend this never happened.
Yeah, we'll just wait for the thing to happen. You guys go off, and we'll request you again, and hopefully you won't come early again.
Basically.
Yeah. The premature ejaculation
it's...
of support.
Yeah, I think it's also that thing of that, because time, trying to having anyone who is capable of time travel in Warhammer would just absolutely break the universe in so many ways.
Yeah.
That it would make it just a really, really silly thing to do. You kind of to say that the Emperor. Go on.
You kind of got to let it happen at the whims of the gods. the Chaos Gods sort of thing.
Almost, yeah. But imagine like, I don't know, like, obviously, Gilliman gets poisoned by Fulgrim after the Horus Heresy, and he ends up in stasis for 10,000 years. Then he comes out of stasis, and the Imperium's like, oh, by the way, we found this weird ancient alien artifact that none of us understand how to use, and Gilliman, being Gilliman, finds a way to use it. It's like, oh, it's a time travel device, cool, and then time travels back to the Vengeful Spirit, which is Horus's, Lupercal Horus's, Horus Lupercal, sorry, flagship during the Siege of Terra, and just straight up murks Horus. Then everything that's happened in the last 10,000 years has to be completely fucking rewritten.
More book sales.
Well, I mean, just the established lore that's been there for like 40 years, 50 years almost. You know.
Time travel bullshit.
Yeah.
There's a great book series about the Inquisition. Eisenhorn, one of my favorite books. I've got the whole trilogy, I've got the Ravena trilogy as well, and the first of the Ravena versus Eisenhorn books. I believe there's a second now, but I haven't got that one yet. And Ravena, if you have time, they're amazing. Oh yeah, don't worry, I have fully immersed myself in that fucking universe. I love everything. I love everything that Dan Abnett writes, apart from the first book of the Horus Heresy, because I found that to be pretty poorly written, and I know that Dan agrees with my assessment there, because he hates the way he wrote the Space Marines in that book. He said that they were far too wooden, but he's learned since then how to write a good Space Marine. Huh?
Yeah, the Primaris Marines were very wooden when they first, like, I have one of the books which sort of has the first novel appearances of Primaris Marines. It's the Dawn of Fire series.
Yeah.
If anyone's interested. And the Primaris Marines are so wooden because they're like, we don't understand what's going on. We don't, like, I remember being at Calth, you know, and all of a sudden it's 10,000 years in the future and the Emperor's dead. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know, and they're really struggling to sort of find themselves. And it's a really interesting read.
Yeah.
But I can understand, because I don't think Dan Abnett really wrote, before the Horus Heresy, I don't think he really wrote Space Marines, did he?
Yeah, no.
Or if he did, they were like one-offs instead of like, you know, 50-book series. As a collab project with a 50-book series.
I quite like when a Space Marine appears in an Eisenhorn, Ravena, or like Gaunt's Ghost book, just because of it's written from the perspective of like the Guardsman or, you know, the Inquisition guy, and I think it's extremely well written in that regard.
Well, yeah, like essentially, like I think. What was the phrase? Right,
I think this Null Oil is now officially dry, so I can get these. Gaunt's Ghost is so good. You heard you mentioned them, yeah. Gaunt's Ghost. I've read like the first first 5 books, I think, of Gaunt's Ghosts.
They are good. They are very good.
Yeah, I stopped reading because one of the books I was up to just felt like a rehash of a previous book, which kind of put me off a bit. Oh, and I think they killed off one of my favorite characters, so I'm not going to say who.
Gaunt's Ghost is a really good.
Yeah, books get better.
Series.
Okay, I honestly think the first 2 books from Gaunt's Ghost are the best. I think they're just, you know, scene setting perfection. I just love the way that they're written. It's very good. I'm sorry. Why the fuck is Wipeout music coming on? Give me a second. I did not cue Wipeout music. Thank you very much.
But yeah, reading more of the Gaunt's Ghosts is absolutely worth it. I only have up to book 6 or 7, I think. And annoyingly, GW won't release any of the rest of them as omnibuses. They only do the first 6 books as 2 separate omnibuses, and I'm like, can you fucking release the rest, please?
Yeah. Right, there you go. We're back to Necromunda Hide Gun.
I'm also starting to suspect that the only way I'm going to get to read the rest of the Gaunt's Ghost book is through ebook, I think, which is really disappointing.
Yeah. Gaunt's Ghosts and main characters are, without ruining everything, not safe. Yeah.
Well, no, because at the end of the day, they are just dudes with lasgun.
Yeah, the Imperial Guard are the endless wall that will get complete. Every soldier is a brick in this endless wall that will inevitably get blown out and must be replaced. Yeah.
What's the Gaunt's Ghost books that actually got me into starting a guard army?
Same, mate. Same. I read the first one. I was like, "Yep, I have a hard on for guardsmen. I am now a guardsman player." I used to have like, I was really thinking about starting a Warhammer army, and I used to have Ultramarines. I've got a shitload of them over there. Like, obviously not as much as I've got Tau now, but yeah. So after reading Gaunt's Ghost, I was like, "Yep, okay, well, it's Imperial Guard for me then." And yeah, it was a good decision. But now I'm a Tau mech boy. I have more Tau now than I have Imperial Guard, and it feels weird.
Which is impressive, considering you need a lot of Imperial Guard to even start a sort of a functional army.
Yeah, I think I've got about 1,200 points of Imperial Guard, and I think I've got about 1,500 points of Tau.
This is going to make you cry, I think.
Oh no.
So I have a list on the app that I use to do list building, which is called my total force list.
Okay.
Do you want to take a punt?
5,500 points.
You are very close.
Ooh, there you go. How many?
You're 45 points off.
Ooh, damn! That was an extremely good guess then.
Yeah, I have 5,455.
Affordance to you all. Have a good night. You liked the video, thank you very much. And if you subscribed, thank you very much for that as well. I don't have an activity feed for YouTube, unfortunately. I'm working on it, but and if anyone knows how to get an activity feed for YouTube, please let me know. I want one in my OBS.
Oh, whoops! I forgot I left OBS thingy open. Discord, not Discord, fucking Pretzel in focus mode, and your camera's just been on the back screen for a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Good job, me.
Love that for me. It's fine. I'm at the point where everything is working optimally, and I'm not to touch anything. Boom Q. And Stricken has put some shades on me. Excellent. There you go, Stricken. I will be painting with some shades. Thank you very much for that. He could see I was doing some detail work and went, I know how to fuck with Bula. Let's put some fucking glasses on him.
I'm waiting for glue to dry before I glue any more on this model.
Is it looking a bit precarious?
Well, no, it's just I always like to make sure that the glue is completely dry before I go trying to maneuver the model and inadvertently push bits around because the glue's still wet.
Hold my beer. I refer you to about 3 or 4 streams, Warhammer streams ago, when I ended up covered in fucking super glue whilst trying to stick some Fire Warriors together.
I remember that. It was.
Oh, and a bean roulette. Fuck.
It was certainly a crash out. I'll tell you that much.
Okay, bean roulette. Let's see. It is either strawberry or chili. And it is chili. Very spicy. It's a jelly bean that is spicy. I hate it. Oh, jeez. We need to either do a a movie night or a drive night soon. We should. By drive night, we mean the booze control that we're not allowed to do on Twitch anymore.
Really?
Yes. So if we do one of those, we'll have to stream on YouTube only, which will be the first time that happens. Yes, to the no drinking version, just drinking juice. I feel like after the first hour, the viewers will be able to tell that it is not juice.
I'm pretty much teetotal. Just crack a can of cider next to me and I'll be drunk without actually taking a drink of it.
That's a very healthy way to be.
Yeah, I know. I just... I don't like what alcohol does to me, especially when I drink alone at home. So I just tend not to drink.
Oh,
if
yeah.
I go out for a friend's birthday, then I'll have a couple of pints and it's all great because I'm out, I'm doing something, I'm with friends, it's great.
Yeah.
Fun. Yes!
But
at home, just no.
I tend to stick to that rule myself. Like I don't like drinking on my own at home because it always ends badly. That's why I'm going to the pub a lot at the moment because I do want to have a drink, and I'm out and feeling good. On Saturday, literally, I got home from the pub and like had a kebab and fell asleep immediately. Which is the perfect way to do it, because then you like sleep for 12 hours. Because you get in at like, 7 or 8 o'clock at night. And then you just like, you're out like a light, and then you get up at like 7 or 8 o'clock the next morning, you're like, oh, I slept for 12 hours, this is nice.
I don't know what it is, but I have tried kebabs from a few different places over the years.
Oh, you've got to find a good place. If you're ever in Liverpool,
I've been trying.
There's a place called Hot Chili. It's just across from the bombed out church, and it has got. It's got such a nice chicken kebab.
I've got a bombed out church as well.
Yeah, it's a Liverpool landmark. It's at the end of Bold Street, basically, and yeah, it's a sort of tourist destination for people who come to Liverpool.
Mine's in the middle of a roundabout that you can't get access to.
Oh, good. Yeah, ours is.
But yeah, it was bombed out, and it just sort of left as a memory of World War II.
Yeah, same basically. But we have concerts in ours.
Again, like there's no crossing or anything to get to this church.
Yeah. No, you are just tired.
Just sat in the middle of this.
Yes, I am tired a lot of the time, let's be honest. Right, the Shades time is over. Yeah.
I had to get a fit note from the GP and explain why I'm too sick to work. And they went, oh, we can't put everything down. And I went, well, they're going to want everything. So, yeah, what do we do here?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just going to put these two things down. I'm like, all right, cool. So I have to call back in 12 weeks and ask for another sick note, and I'm going to be right. Can you put these two conditions down instead, then?
Yeah.
And just basically just go through them. And then when the DWP get comes up and says, why have you put different conditions? Like, because I have all these conditions, but my doctor won't put more than 2 down at any one time.
Yeah.
Sick notes.
Oh, you know how they are. They'll try and do you for inconsistent like documentation or some shit like that.
Oh, they will. And I go, cool. Here's the number of my dermatology. Here's the number of my liver specialist. Here's the number of my kidney specialist. Here's the number of my IBD specialist. Here's the number of my IBD nurse. And here's the number. And they will tell you all the same fucking thing. I'm ill.
Yep.
I got found fit for work in late 2015. Just before Christmas.
Yeah.
I literally cut my money like 2 paydays before Christmas.
They're a cruel lot.
Yeah, well, they go, oh, it's because of this, this part of the financial year. Well, I don't give a shit. You know it's Christmas. You're fully fucking aware. I picked up the wrong reins for this. Oh no, I got to do something really fucky with them. That's why.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Oh, I have all of my my Ultramarines next to me. I can show you what I did to my Dreadnought. Once this paint is dry, I will show you what I did to my Dreadnought. It's a very funny mistake and a deep shame.
Okay, I should not have glued on the arm holding the lance before this arm.
Oh dear. Right, there we go. That's all of the XV88 on that model done. So it's just gold and red now. There's actually no white on this model, which is kind of weird.
Just turned out that way, or have you deliberately not painted it?
It just turned out that way, but I mean, it's consistent with the other drones, to be fair, because I don't think I got any white on them either.
Fair.
Yeah. Plus the stealth drones.
Stickers.
Dark colours is fine. Oh man, this isn't good.
It sticks out more than I want it to. Oops. Oh well, we live and learn. First I put these models together, it's always going to go badly.
I guess.
Also doesn't have the instructions are on so many different pages. And none of them are consistent.
Of instruction and following them. Here is my my Dreadnought.
That's an old boy.
Yeah, I painted this back in. I have no idea what year it was, but I was about 16, I think, ish. Let me know when you can see the problem. Oh
no.
Yeah.
Do you know what that means?
He's got a jetpack.
No, that means that Dreadnought can't go in water any higher than his hips.
So yeah.
And if he does, he's got to go at high revs and low RPM.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't read the instructions, and I've stuck them on upside down. And yeah, he now has a jetpack, so he goes wee. Yeah, that's an old model. So I think it was. I bought it just after they released the plastic model of the Dreadnought.
Oh. Yeah.
So, because I wanted a Dreadnought so bad, but all they had was the metal models, and they were really fucking expensive. And then as soon as they released the full plastic one, which was like half the price, I was like, yeah, fucking doing that. Okay. Oh my god, I've got sweaty ears. I'm changing ear. Oh, this isn't my usual ear. Oh, I'm not used to having music and stuff in this ear.
Right. I'm about ready to call it, if you are.
I can do, yeah.
Carry on.
No, it's fine. I can call it here. That's fine.
Because apart from like dry brushing so when I prime, I use the term base coat for something other than primer.
Yeah.
Primer is primer.
Yeah.
When I'm base coating something, it's the coat of paint that goes on in order to make the next color more viable. If that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's what I refer to as base coating. So,
Yeah.
like for my Krieg, for example, their base coat for their greatcoats is Dawnstone.
Yeah.
I then paint the blues on top of that, and then call that done.
Yeah. For me, the base coat is the first layer of each color before the null oil stage.
That's fair.
Okay. So, let's do the show and tell, and then we'll have a little look at the Discord. I don't think there's all that much in the Discord this week, so do you want to go first?
Yep. Oop, shit. Dropping everything.
Oh no.
I painted the arms and put the reins on. This horse, Hans.
Yes.
This arm I should have done first before the banner, because this arm actually loops round
Okay.
this side of the horse's gas mask.
Yeah.
So that should have gone on first. But I made it work.
Yeah, it looks.
It's a little bit of tidy up,
It looks fine. It looks great.
but yeah. And I need to paint the base.
Buttery-
I can do
the
whole
buttery
stream, 'cause it's
biscuit
boring
base.
and shit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's the first of 10 riders done. I now have 9 more, and I'm already questioning my sanity.
Oh dear. So for me, I've done 4 drones. Well, I've started painting these 4 drones. I'll give you the glimpse of the most completed one. Let me do my camera so it focuses. There we go.
Very cool, very nice.
Yeah, that is a stealth drone for the ghost keel. Once the sort of brighter gold goes on, and there is a bit of white there actually. There you go, white tied there. Once the red's all tidied up in that, it'll look quite fancy, I think. Nice.
Yes.
Right. So let me do the usual. Swapping over to the very shiny for stealth, indeed. But it's stealth by shimmer in it. It's stealth by technology, so it can be shiny, but it also can be invisible. Right. Let me just do the virtual camera. I'll change that to the Discord. Discord. There you go. So you can see yourself now. And where's my Discord button? There it is. Okay, let's go to the Discord. We have a Discord, everyone. If you want to join the Discord, you can type in !Discord, unless you're in YouTube, in which case there is a link in my link tree, which is linked on the About section of YouTube. Anyway, we have a few things to show this week. Let's see. A Gene Stealer cult from Snoo. Look at this bad lad. He is a fearsome boy.
He is.
Yeah. And he is going to convert you to food, mostly. He's going to convert you to the religion of tyrannidism.
With the 4-armed emperor, he is.
Yes, I still don't understand the lore of the Gene Stealer cult, but they have very cool models because they've just been refreshed.
Alien.
Yeah.
That's basically how they come about. Alien.
Alien as religion. Nice.
Yes. That's essentially what it is.
Yeah, but
instead of Gene Stealers repopulating in the same way that aliens do, which kills the host, they just
they give them an extra gene and infect them with
play the horizontal shuffle, and that creates hybrids.
Yeah, they put humans on shuffle mode. Lovely.
They do.
These are Cornish's riders. That's where he got up to before we streamed.
Yeah, the second to last if you're going from left to right, is the one that I finished today.
This guy here. Nice.
I can't see your cursor.
Oh, that's true.
I'm going to say yes.
Just yes. I don't think people can see it on stream, actually, my cursor either, so
You.
that's fun. Right. Badger has done some chaotic elephant men, the Chaos Terminators. He's done them very nice.
I've never understood those tasks on Chaos Terminators, to be honest.
It's pointy. The Chaos love their pointy bits. The Chaos,
They do.
the Chaos and the Orcs, they have that in common. And their hated enemy is apparently the Imperial Fists. So, yeah, he has some of my helmets up there on their pointy
Warriors
bits.
versus Imperial. Iron Warriors versus Imperial Fists is like the cage, like the showdown of showdowns.
Yeah,
The Guerra on Terra.
yeah, a little bit of meltiness there. I really like this bit sticking out of there. That's fucking cool. He's done a good job of that. Thanks, Bear, for the burp. My dog just burped really loudly behind me. Nice. So yeah, there you go. A bit of Elephant Man. What else have we got? We've got Badger again with some Wraith Lords. He's keeping the colour scheme deliberately clean, apparently. Very nice. That was very nice indeed. Lovely. Orc Monkey has done a mech gun, is it? Is that a mech gun?
It's so cute. I have no idea what it is, but it's big.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a mech gun. He used that against me in battle, but it wasn't painted. But now it is painted, and it looks adorable. I like him just like chilling with some sunglasses on.
Yeah.
There's the panel on the back. That's actually I really like the way he's painted that panel. That's awesome.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
It is very dope.
Nice. There is a Forge World Mega Dread, which has been acquired recently, and Orc Monkey is
that resin is awful.
yeah. He said he's not looking forward to painting that, but yeah, look at that. That's a pretty shitty print job. I hope he didn't pay full price for that. Fucking hell. Look at this.
Yeah,
What's this
same.
in the middle there? That's like literal blue tech. Jeez.
Yeah.
Either that or he has actually just blue
not
tacked it
good.
together. And
Possibly.
I think this is the last ones before we are finished. A nice Egyptian fellow. Thousand Sons, is it?
Suns.
Yeah. A la
We've got two Egyptian-based armies in the in 40k: the 1,000 Suns and the Necrons.
yes. The Necrons are basically just 40k Tomb Kings, and there's your Dreadnought, which hasn't got an arm at that point.
Yeah, who's now finished basically.
Nice. Did we get? I think we got to this one last week, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. There we go. The Piggy Boys. All right. I think that's us. That's us done for the day. Lovely.
It is.
Yeah. Thank you very much for another very pleasant painting session.
No worries.
Next
Thank you
time,
for being here.
I'm going to finish the fuck out of these drones and get some Fire Warriors done. Yes, work. I need to work.
I am thinking, just for a change of pace, I might do a build stream.
Ooh,
I'm
nice.
not sure.
Yeah, I need.
I think it would depend on how much I get done for the rest of those four Death Riders.
Yeah,
If I get them finished, then I'll do a build stream. If I don't, then that's what I'll be doing.
Yeah, I definitely have a build stream ahead of me, and it's very Rogel Dawn shaped. So I think I'm going to be moving on to that after I've done like this Fire Warrior set, these drones, maybe the other Fire Blade, maybe him. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
So you too can know my pain when it comes to dealing with the Rogue of Dawn.
Yes. Oh, anyway, it's been a pleasure, sir. Thank you very much.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for being here.
Yes. I'll see you next time. Or we'll probably talk in the meantime. In a bit.
Yes. See you in a bit. Bye bye.
Right. now that Cornish has departed, right. I have a dog here that like really wants to play. He is there. Hello, bear. He has his ball. So, yes, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Oh, I've got me green screening sorted there. I really do need to like set up a whole new scene for the end here. Anyway, doesn't matter. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you. If you did enjoy what you see here, do feel free to throw us a follow on Twitch or a subscribe over on the YouTube. We've just hit 350 subscribers on Twitch, and we're on 598 follows on Twitch. Sorry, did I say Twitch and Twitch? YouTube and then Twitch. But yeah, we are 2 followers away from 600 on Twitch. 2 followers away. Yes, we'll be back potentially tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow I might do a little bit of Kingdom Come Deliverance. I need to get that game done. I really do. I am so sweaty right now, by the way. He is a pretty doggy. He is a good boy. Look at him. Look at him. He's so cute. Yes. Thank you very much, everyone, for being here. If you want to post Warhammer pictures and in our Discord, please feel free to join the Discord. Links to that are in my link tree. And yes, I'm going to shut up now and go away. So thank you very much, everyone. Good night.